In today's video, I'm going to show you a few drills that you can do in your home. All you need is a wall or a door frame. See you in a minute. The first thing I'm going to show you today is using the wall when you're punching. You can just take a regular traditional front stance. Put your left hand out, right hand out, depending on which side you're on. And you want to make sure that when you're pulling your hand back for hikite, that you're just brushing against the wall. And then you want to turn around and do both sides. What this is showing you not to do is leading with your elbow when you're punching. You want to make sure your elbows are nice and tucked. There's only a few times in the Shotokan system where you're using a snapping punch in kata. So you always want to make sure you're practicing your punches, that they're coming right off of your body and you're using that tight elbow. All your punches should be centered through the center of your body when you're punching, and your hikite is returning back through the center. That's what helps keep that center core power transitioning into your punches. Basically, you're going to do the same thing for the next drill, except you're going to do rising block. This again is helping you so you're not leading with your elbow when you're blocking. Your rising block should be coming up. So you don't want to be doing rising block with your elbow coming out or like this. This is showing you how to use it correctly. And make sure you do both sides. The next exercise is more like a conditioning exercise. And there's been a lot of mistakes made when it comes to the back stance. And I think it's just been a misunderstanding over how it should be done. You see a lot of people doing back stance like this. Good back stance, the heel, the knee, and the hip should be in line with the shoulder. You should be here. How are you going to make yourself get so that your body here stays flat and is not out? Put your foot up against the wall and stand here for a count of 10, count of 20. Then you're going to switch and do the other side. You want to get a little lower to condition, that's fine. Just remember that your knee, same as in a front stance, your knee should be over your toe when you're here. So the next really quick drill I'm going to show you, again you're using the wall, and this is another conditioning for your knees in a stance. This time you're going to do front stance. Now, people talk about the front stance and that your front foot should be pointing straight ahead. That's true. The problem is there's a little misunderstanding. For me, I have some knee issues, and if I was to stand in front stance with my foot, the center part of my foot pointing straight ahead, it causes a little bit of pain in my knees after a while. So I did a little bit of research. And it shouldn't be the center of your foot pointing straight forward. It should be the outside edge of your foot straight forward. So to get used to that feeling, take the side of your foot, the outside edge, and stand in a front stance against the wall. Your knee should not be touching the wall. That's putting too much pressure this way. Your knee should be over your toe. So a good front stance, you're going to have a little bit of inward leaning with that front leg. Remember that this stance uses both inward and outward tension. To go one extra step, to add a little extra step to this stance, to make sure your knee is over your toe, put your toes up against the wall and lean your knee up so it's lining up with your big toe. And you can stand in the stance, do a 10 count, and switch legs. So the next one, you don't want to do this next one unless you've practiced my distancing quite a bit and you understand your distancing. Also, don't use a wall. Make sure you're using a door frame for this, something that's fairly solid, because you don't want to put your fist or your foot through the wall. unless you definitely know how to fix it or you're planning to do demolition. So the first one, just stand in a fighting stance. You're going to do a reverse punch. I want you to throw the punch out, but I want you to stop just shy of hitting the door frame. You don't want to hit the door frame. It's going to hurt. And make sure you do both sides. Okay, and you can also do kicking. Now, I don't have a lot of space in this little entryway. If you had a bigger door frame or you have a nice solid wall in the garage or in your basement, something that you know you can hit, you can try different kicks. You can do chops, fight those. You're trying to get as close to the frame without hitting it, not stopping 5 or 6 inches away, but as close as you can get. Try to get within an inch. Start off really slow. Build yourself up to speed and power. All right, I want another quick video today. Thanks for stopping by. Lots of training tools in your home. You're not going to spend a lot of money to use these. Remember, as always, like the video below and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to come up with some more videos really soon. Have a nice day from the Shotokan Chronicles.